It's that time of year again. Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about my top 5 recommendations for Halloween reads for this year. I've done my top 5 favourite horror novels before, and I've done top 5 thrillers and things, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 for Halloween this year, because next year I might have read some other amazing books and I might have changed my mind. But as we are speaking at this moment in time in 2018, I have my, my top 5 books for Halloween. I've got 2 non-fictions, 1 classic and 2 thrillers, which are just some of my favourite books ever. So the first 2 that I'm going to discuss are the 2 that are non-fiction, because they're kind of wild cards and they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I think they're absolutely amazing and I think they're perfect for this time of year. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is this one, the South Shields Poltergeist. Now, this is a true story about a poltergeist invasion in the northeast of England, which, fun fact, it is a stone's throw away from where I grew up, and I spent a lot of time in South Shields myself when I was a kid, and so I know South Shields very, very well, and I'm able to picture the sort of area whilst they're talking about this, which sort of made it a little bit more interesting for me. I will say that it's written by 2 paranormal investigators, Michael Hallowell and Darren Ritson, and some of the writing in this, it's sort of, some of the writing in this is a little bit irrelevant, I find. We hear quite a lot about the investigators going for a big morning fry-up, and then they talk about the fry-up, and general sort of little side tangents like that which sort of detract away from the story, but the actual story of the haunting is really good. And it's terrifying that this is a true story. Obviously, believe what you want to believe. I choose to believe it because I do believe in ghosts, and I do like true hauntings. So this one is quite a good one to pick up if you're looking for that. So that's the South Shields Poltergeist. And along the same sort of lines, we've got this one. This one is a Paranormal Intruder. Oh, not a Paranormal Intruder, just Paranormal Intruder by Caroline Mitchell. This one is the more scary of the 2. The poltergeist that is described within this one is horrific. It's even more scary than the one that is described in the South Shields Poltergeist. So I have found this one to be terrifying when I read it, and it stuck with me, and it really, really frightened me. And we have a family who are living in, I think it's Essex. I can't quite remember, it's been a while since I read this, but it's somewhere in England, somewhere down the south of England I think, and I can't find it on the back or anything, but I'm sure that one of the investigators is one of the same ones that's in the South Shields Poltergeist one, but we don't have as many tangents in this one. There seems to be a lot more activity to be able to bump this out, and again, it is just horrific. It's really scary, and if you're into ghosts and you're looking for scary ghost stories, just give one of these a try and let me know what you think, because I really enjoyed them and I think they're brilliant and so scary. If it's sort of it's like Paranormal Activity but real life, and yeah, it's just, I'm gonna read this again. The next one that I've got is if anybody is a fan of sort of gothic classic literature, and we have this one, The Black Spider by Jeremiah Gothelf, I think that's how you say it. I'm not very good at pronunciation of surnames in general. But basically, this is a short novella about a Swiss village where a black spider appeared once, and there is a whole story about the horrors that this black spider brought to the whole village there. And this is a tale of someone telling a tale of what happened the day that the black spider visited their little Swiss town. And the events that unfold are pretty horrific, pretty scary, and it's just a nice little one to sink your teeth into if you're into sort of classic literature, and it is a scary one, so it's perfect for this time of year. I read this a few years ago. It has stuck with me, and I do think it's a really good one for Halloween. The next book that I'm going to talk about is a new favourite. It is this one, An Unwanted Guests by Shari LaPenna. Now, I have talked about this non-stop since I read it. I have loved it, loved it, loved it. It is a claustrophobic sort of story about a group of people who all go off into an inn, who all go off to this hotel in the middle of nowhere, and everything goes horribly wrong. The power goes, the snows them all in, they're all stuck in there, and then the bodies start to show up. And it is just a mix of unlikely people all pushed together in this horrific circumstance, and it's got really cozy vibes to it. despite the sort of the killing and the, you know, the murder and all that, it's still pretty cozy, and it's just a really enjoyable, fast-paced read. I could not put this down, and I think you'll get through it really quickly if you're into that sort of read. If you haven't already picked this up, you need to, because this is by far one of the best books I've read this year. And the final book is going to be this one, Stranger Child by Rachel Abbott. This is a crime fiction. It's not really spooky, but it's there's just something about Rachel Abbott's writing I love. Stranger Child by Rachel Abbott is about a family where a woman has a baby and her husband. And her husband was married before, but his wife and child were killed in a tragic car accident before she met them. And she's now the second wife with their toddler. And one day she's just minding her own business in a kitchen, and she turns around and there's a girl in a kitchen who claims to be the man's missing child. Is it the missing child? Is there secrets? Is there some sort of twisty secret thing going on there? Of course it is, otherwise I wouldn't be recommending it to you. It's brilliant. I love Rachel Abbott's writing style. She's absolutely fantastic. And what I really love about Rachel Abbott's writing style is that she makes very believable characters, and the detail that goes into these stories and the detail that goes into the police investigation is fantastic. I haven't found another author that looks into both sides of the victim and the police side as well in such detail and such believable detail. It's almost like a documentary, but a really interesting one. And I found this was a story that stuck with me. It sort of got under my skin a bit, and again, that's why I'm recommending it for Halloween. So there you go, that's just a couple of books that I absolutely love. Let me know if you're going to pick any of them up. Let me know if you've read any of them. And if you're into any true ghost stories and you've read any that are particularly good, please tell me down below, because I am always looking to read more sort of true haunting stories. I just love a bit of ghost action. So I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.